So I may have been a little bit untruthful. Just a little bit. During 2022, I may have made a video called Surprise, Shawty, I'm Not Dead, and then proceeded to not upload a single thing for about 2 years, only to drop 2 short films with no warning. Just want to say, that's on me. I did kind of lie. Sorry. But I'm here because I want to tell you that this time I really am back. And I come bearing gifts. Gifts that technically aren't here yet, and it's really only one gift, but nonetheless, a gift. And said gift will be delivered in the form of a podcast, just like everyone else on the internet. Now, a podcast about what, you may ask? Well, it's a podcast about monsters, but not just general run-of-the-mill monsters. Let me break it down for you. So we start with linguistic violence, which seems like a lot, because it is. So we have to make it at least decently manageable. And how do you make something as dense as linguistic violence manageable? You find a way to contextualize it. Now, granted, there are a lot of ways to contextualize this subject matter, but for me, and for this channel, there was really only one thing that made sense. Movies. So we have movies, cool. But now we have to find a genre. And there's really only one genre that tends to use things like linguistic violence more than any other, and that's horror. So we've got the subject, linguistic violence, we've got the context, movies, and we've got the flavor, horror. But what's like the general vibe? That's where the fun bit comes in. So we know horror uses linguistic violence against women, and to be clear, violence against women in general, as a device, enough for there to be some really good writing about it. In particular, the book The Monstrous Feminine, Film, Feminism, and Psychoanalysis by Barbara Creed, which looks at Julia Kristyeva's theory of objection in relation to different female monsters in horror. This text includes examples of characters like Carrie, Jennifer Check from Jennifer's Body, Ginger Fitzgerald from Ginger Snaps, and so many others who've now become the faces of a very specific aesthetic. The dark feminine. If you go to Pinterest right now and type in dark feminine aesthetic, the images that come up can be a number of things, but there are some very, very noticeable consistencies. Like the appearance of both Jennifer and Ginger, Nancy from The Craft, Danny from Midsummer, lyrics from like Florence Welch and Ethel Cain, paintings and art of like Medusa, Ophelia, lots of witchcraft, sisterhood, women with guns and knives, girls doing makeup in shattered mirrors, blood, power, full moons, rage, violence, seduction, snippets of poetry or essays about reclaiming words like bitch or whore. All things that in some way tie us back to that idea of the monstrous feminine as written by Barbara Creed. My point is, I'm going to be tracking the roots of how these terms used to enact linguistic violence against women became the monstrous feminine, and in turn, how the monstrous feminine has become this desirable aesthetic for so many women and femmes across the globe. So if that sounds like your thing, keep your eyes out for At Least You'll Sanctify Me When I'm Dead, Monstrous Language and Monstrous Women, coming to Spotify very, very soon. As an addendum, Florence Welch, please don't sue me for using lyrics from Dreamgirl Evil. See you soon.